It's the NFL on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Detroit Lions and the New Orleans Saints. And it's all up next.
First opened in 1975. Resurrected in 2006. We welcome you inside the Caesars Superdome, the home of the Saints, here in downtown New Orleans. Good to be with you. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson here in the booth. Greg, we got a couple of teams who love to throw the football. And you know how guys say, hey, we're not going against the other offense. We're going against the other team's defense. Greg, these star wide receivers, you know they're watching what the other guy does on the field here today.
Oh, in their minds, there's no question. They are competing against one another. And I think that's what makes this league so fun is when these guys, they know each other. They study each other. They work together in the off seasons. A lot of times they're friends, but come game day, there is no question. At the end of this one, yes, they want their teams to win, but when they put their two box scores up next to each other, there's going to be some bragging rights come this offseason.
So that Detroit offense taking the field for the first time. #1 overall pick in 2016 leads him out, Greg. It's quarterback Jared Goff.
There's just certain guys, Mike, when they take the field and they step into the huddle, the other 10 players, they just take a little bit of a deeper breath. They're like, man, I'm glad this guy is on our side, and he's certainly one of them. He just brings an element of confidence to everybody else around him, not only in the huddle, but on the sideline, on the defense, the coaching staff. Everyone is better as the result of him being your quarterback.
Open man, it's Jameson Williams. He's close to a first down. It's a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on first down.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
Right back to Williams. They connect again. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a first down after a gain of 7.
One of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible, and sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Second down and 3. Now the first carry for the Alabama speedster, Jahmyr Gibbs.
You have to wonder if next time does the play caller give his quarterback some options to check out of this play. It was clear before the ball was snapped. This was not a great look for that play call, and you can see the end result.
Here's a third down and 4. Out of the shotgun, it's Goff. Open man, right side, he's got it. Second time they've connected on the drive, and this one goes for 17 yards.
These third down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on third down.
Ball rests at the 37. It's 1st and 10. Goff gives it to Gibbs. He's got space inside the 25. And they'll finally run him down, but not before he takes it inside the 15.
There's a combination of footwork and vision, his ability to kind of weave through traffic and understand where the holes were. It's a really nice job working through some bodies and picking up a big gain.
On 1st and 10, here's Goff. That'll be caught. It's Jahmyr Gibbs. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
What an advantage it brings a defense when you have cornerbacks that are such willing tacklers. It just brings an extra element to the ability to defend the entire field. And this is a great example here why.
They hand it to Gibbs. Maybe a couple there. It's third down. From the gun, it's Goff. He pulls it in around the 5. And the Lions are going to have a first and goal coming up. They try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside to make an early statement here on the road. It is first and goal. Here's Gibbs. Powering forward. He's in. Jahmyr Gibbs. Touchdown, Detroit. A terrific way to start this one. Not only a touchdown, but a nice long march down the field. Makes it a long walk back to the bench for the defense.
Mike, that's about as good as you can imagine starting a game offensively. To be able to sustain that many plays and be able to cap it off with a touchdown, that is a dream start for this offense.
Jake Bates on for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Lions will take a 7-0 lead. Ready to go once more as the kick's away. Here comes the all-pro returner from last year, Rashid Shaheed. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. So the Saints ready to go to work on offense for the first time. They're led out by their veteran quarterback, Super Bowl winner, Russell Wilson.
Let's not forget, Mike, not too long ago, Russell Wilson was not only the face and one of the top superstars of the NFL, he was a bona fide Hall of Fame quarterback. So the talent and the resume, it's still there. He puts together one of those vintage performances we've seen throughout the years. This team's going to be hard to beat.
First carry now for Alvin Kamara. And this play's going nowhere. Taken down behind the line. A great way for this defense to get on the field and get started.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
Wilson lines up in the pistol. And it's a reception for Taysom Hill. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line.
So you come back out here after watching the opposing team score first, and what you want to do is you got to establish a little early rhythm and get the drive started. Get a little positive energy into that huddle, and what hopefully starts out good ends with you being able to get some points of your own.
Off-balance throw. It's complete.
As a route runner, once you identify zone coverage like they were playing here, the key is find open space and stay in it. He did a nice job here because that was not a big hole. The quarterback had to put a little extra on that one, and they were able to make the completion.
An enviable spot to operate from. Here's second and inches. Out of the gun, here's Russ. And the rush gets home. He'll go down. They got him. That is Marcus Davenport in there for the sack.
If you're going to take a sack, you just can't add to it by taking such a massive loss on top of it. Understand when the pocket breaks down, move up, cut your losses. Now, not only do you lose that down, but now you face a big uphill battle if you want to extend this drive.
He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This offense has to find a way to be better on first and second down, Mike. Living in these third and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
The Saints lining up in punt formation. Deep for the Lions, Khalif Raymond. And we will not see a return on this one, as it will be marked down. The Lions offense ready to possess the football for the second time. And they're going to hear it from this crowd. They're backed up deep as they start first and 10. Throwing here is Goff. Down the field, he's got St. Brown. And they're going to move this one all the way up near the 30-yard line.
Mike, what we're seeing play out across the NFL is that if offensively it requires you to go the length of the field in a long, methodical drive, your chances of coming away with points continue to go down the more you snap the ball. You have to be able to generate shot plays, pick up big, explosive chunks, because when you do, your ability to score points typically tends to follow.
Goff to throw on first down. That's a short one caught by Laporta. He'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
It's not the big play they were hoping for, but first down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable second down.
2nd and 7. A run up the middle, it's Gibbs. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, this offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. It doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession. Using formations, using run game and pass. Unmask the defense and understand where to take the play calling as the game unfolds.
That's quickly out to Williams. They face 2nd down and 7. Williams in motion. A 2nd down throw for Goff. That's right side and brought in by Williams. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
It's like a textbook, methodical, efficient NFL drive. 4 for 4 throwing the ball, mixing in some run. You're just marching the ball downfield at your will, and they get a fresh set of downs now to see if they can convert this nice drive into some points.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. The motion man is Raymond. Quick throw, taken in.
We hear the term RPO so often, Mike, and it continues to kind of trickle its way into the NFL. But remember, it's a lot different in the NFL than it is in the college game where it's a lot more prevalent. The lineman cannot go downfield, so that quarterback has to make a lot of really fast snapshot decisions, or else it's going to lead to a penalty or him holding on to the ball too long. So it's something that teams want to implement, but maybe not quite to the level that we see in the college game. Simple play to call, but complex to execute. A toss play is beautiful, Mike, when a team hits it like they just did. We can see why they're a fan of the toss. Healthy game, and they pick up the first down.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. To throw is Goff. To the right side, that's St. Brown. And he'll be taken down. And that's going to do it. That's the last play of the 1st quarter. And now on 2nd and 2. Throwing, Goff. He'll get this to his tight end, Laporta. This drive's going to continue. They bring him down, but not before he picks up 1st and goal for his team.
I love this concept here. Really good job by the other receivers clearing out that space. Big tight end comes down with the catch, and it's going to bring up 1st and goal.
They move Laporta, sending him in motion. Here's a run, and he will score. Jahmyr Gibbs, touchdown Lions. 2 touchdowns for him now on the afternoon. What a standout performance early on in this one. That his 2nd rushing touchdown of the game.
And some backs, Mike, they just have a sense of finding the end zone and being able to finish off these runs. That's exactly what this guy has been able to do today, and we're just getting started.
Here's Bates for the extra point. He's got it. And the Lions move out on top, 14-0. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. On the return, it's Rashid Shaheed. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Saints offense about ready to get going on their second possession. They're staring at a 2-touchdown deficit, 14-0. The score as the offense tries to regroup and get going with 1st and 10. In motion is Hill. They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. Got it into the hands of Olave. That's a nice pickup on a 1st down throw. It's a gain of 8. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. 2nd and 2. Here's Wilson. That'll be caught. It's Alvin Kamara. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And there wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion. And then really, it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there. The key to good route running, Mike, is deceiving the man covering you into thinking you're doing one thing, and then you change it and do the other. And in this case, he had the defender thinking this was a vertical downfield route, and then next thing you know, he gets to his break point, he breaks in, and that ball's put right on the money for a big pickup.
Again, Wilson. He'll look middle here, and there's Olave. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
There's this misconception out there, Mike, that in the NFL, you have to run the same amount of run plays as you do pass plays. And as you're seeing in this drive, you can fall on one side of that coin a little bit more as long as you're able to remain effective and efficient. So far, their passing game has dominated here early, and that last pickup leads to a 1st down.
And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
Up until a great way to do it, but now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the 1st down here? Or is the idea to just make 3rd down manageable and take your chances picking up a key 3rd down? This may look like a simple connection, Mike, just pitch and catch, but I can promise you the amount of time these two guys have spent together on the practice field, in the meeting rooms, just getting on the same page, seeing the game through the same set of eyes, it makes what's pretty difficult seem a lot easier.
They'll try and run for this with Kamara.
Offside, defense. That penalty is declined.
1st and goal. From the gun, that's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by Brian Branch. And the Lions are going to get the football here at their own 38-yard line.
It's not often, Mike, that everything breaks right for this type of return off of an interception. But boy, is it beautiful when it does. I mean, look at the defenders just flip around and become blockers, trying to spring their guy to the house. Great athleticism, some great moves on his part. I mean, he's going to have some of his offensive teammates looking over their shoulder for their position.
Jahmyr Gibbs and the Detroit offense set to take over again. The 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. They move Laporta, sending him in motion. He'll get that into the hands of Williams. And they bring him down, but not until he crosses midfield.
This is a tale as old as time, Mike. It seems that any time a team forces a takeaway, fumble, or interception, the ensuing drive starts with a shot, a deep play in the air to try to seize on some of that momentum. We just saw a great example of it here.
They converge on him quickly. He'll only get a couple. Demario Davis there on the play. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Goff to throw. He finds Raymond for the completion. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down. 3rd down, 3 to go. They move Laporta, sending him in motion. They'll throw here on 3rd and short. And he's going to have the 1st down taken down after a short pickup of 5, but it will keep the drive going.
Just take what the defense is giving you. When you can stay ahead of the chains and just take these easy pitch and catch throws underneath, hitch routes, quick game, now it puts you in a lot more favorable down and distances to eventually attack this defense a little bit more downfield.
Off the play fake, here's Goff. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
Throwing on 2nd down, Goff. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up 3rd down. Now, Goff. Right side, it's Laporta, the tight end. And it looks like he's going to have a 1st down. Nothing fancy there. Short completion, but it yields a fresh set of downs.
This is a great example of where just having situational awareness is so critical in the huddle. When every one of those receivers, Mike, breaks the huddle and go line up, they've got to know where that 1st down marker is. If your route calls, get by it, secure the catch, and bring up a fresh set of downs.
He did a good job of making one man miss, but could not get away from this defense in the end. It turns into a loss of yardage.
Well, there hasn't been a whole lot for this crowd to be excited about on either side of the ball, but at least now the defense is trying to be that spark. Nice tackle for loss there. Can they do something to build upon to try to get this team going?
Now a deep ball toward the end zone.
Well, if you're going to target him in the end zone, you better come correct, man, because this guy, he embraces those moments of one-on-one coverage when it matters the most, and I think he just saved 6 by getting his hands on that one.
3rd and long. From the gun, it's Goff. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
Bates' kick is good. And the Lions stake themselves to a 17-0 lead.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Shaheed now to return it. Oh, yeah. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line. The Saints offense getting set to get back to work. They trail this one 17-0 now. Really need to find some inspiration, some momentum on this drive as they'll begin here with 1st down. In motion is Hill. Play action. Now Wilson. Now a short one caught by the tight end Johnson. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down.
There's no more efficient play in the NFL, Mike, than the play-action passing game, and you can see here why. You make the defense have to honor both the run and the pass, and he's able to pick up a nice gain to his tight end.
2 minutes remain here in this first half. We're back to New Orleans. Come up now for 2nd down and 4. They'll motion their tight end Johnson. The reception for Rashid Shaheed. He's taken down, but just shy of midfield.
It's been a rough first half, but now as we approach halftime, Mike, you got to start getting some wins, and it could be something small like we just saw here. Some positive plays, build a little confidence on that sideline, so as you go into halftime, you have something to build on.
That is caught downfield. It's Shaheed. And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line.
Defensively, you put so much effort about defending the middle of the field. You know that's the valuable real estate every offense is looking to attack. But what does that do, Mike? It makes you a little susceptible to the throws outside the numbers, and it leads to a chunk play.
Now he takes off. And the quarterback scrambling, maneuvers his way back to the line of scrimmage. But that's all he can get out of that one.
So often the best pass defense is a good pass rush, and that's exactly what we saw here. The pass rush disrupted this play from the very start. The quarterback has all of his attention on the rushers rather than his receivers downfield. All he can manage to do is get back to the original line of scrimmage.
This pass taken in by Shaheed. And he'll be very close to a first down. Won't quite have enough, but now a much more advantageous spot. His 3rd and inches. From the shotgun, Wilson. He pulls it in around the 5. And he's in. Alvin Kamara. Touchdown, Saints. Well, that is a step in the right direction, finding the end zone. I don't know, Greg, could this be building some momentum for these guys, and that's important before halftime?
Absolutely, and I think the biggest thing this coach is trying to get across right now on the sideline, Mike, is let's just cut into this lead, and let's make it a one-score game at half. So they still got some work to do, but if they can go into halftime, regroup, catch their breath, just keep it close, give yourself a fighting chance here out of the break.
Groupie able to add the extra point. The Saints are back in this one. It's 17-7. Very little time remaining in this first half as this kick is away. From a yard deep, he's going to bring it out. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over. To work with, it is first down and 10. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up 2nd down. So we reach halftime, and the visiting Lions are in the lead. We'll head over to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He has the EA Sports halftime report. 3rd quarter set to commence. And we're back underway here on EA Sports. From the 6, here comes a return. Oh, he's got room past the 30. A good return as he takes it across the 30. The Saints offense looking to get back to work as we begin this 3rd quarter. The deficit is at 10, so an important drive forthcoming. Getting started with 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Russ. Left side into the hands of Olave. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. And the coverage right there. This ball knocked away. It's incomplete. He was looking for Brandon Cooks with that pass. And it'll lead to a second down. On second down, Russ. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing third down.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
On third down, here's Wilson. He's got his man, that's Olave. And they're going to get this ball down to the 20-yard line.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
Here's first and 10. Wilson will throw again. That's going to be pulled in by Kamara. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down. Now on 2nd and 4. On the give, this is Kamara. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
Defensive coaches preach every day, Mike, swarm to the ball. Get as many hats to the ball carrier as possible. And this is a great reason why. The ball carrier is able to make the first guy miss, but it was the pursuit from the rest of the defense that's able to get him down and keep him to no gain.
Wilson now to throw on third down. And they're going to have enough to convert here. And it sets up first and goal.
What an impressive drive this has really been, and it's a combination of big plays and third down conversions. Now after that last third down pickup, it's first and goal. They got a chance to finish this really impressive drive and come away with 6.
They'll run here with Kamara. He slowed up quickly as he gets this down to the 6. Oh. Wilson. This one is caught by Moreau. And he can't get away. They rally to the football on defense and bring him down for no gain.
Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to.
He is in. Russell Wilson. Touchdown, New Orleans. That is second touchdown of the afternoon. Greg, sometimes we say it too often. That was an important drive. That one really felt important for them to edge a little bit closer.
Yeah, now the question is, Mike, yeah, the offense does their job, but can the defense get a stop? They've got to continue to get the ball back to their offense. Let them build on that previous drive because they've still got some work to do.
Groupie now, on for the extra point. He gets it to go, And the Saints are back to within a field goal. It's 17-14. To the touchdown, it's Grupe to kick this one away. Here's Craig Reynolds to return. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. The Lions offense getting ready for their opening possession of this second half. They lead by a field goal as they go to work with a 1st and 10. They move Laporta, sending him in motion. This one complete right side. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line.
Just seems like every year, Mike, the tight end position just continues to grow within the passing game and establishes a bigger and bigger role. And listen, I know I'm biased, but if you want to have a good passing game, you better have a good tight end.
They move Laporta, sending him in motion. Straight ahead with Gibbs. He'll edge forward for maybe a yard. Devon Godchaux there on the tackle. Second and 9. Now Goff. Catch is made by Wright. And they get this one across midfield to the 47-yard line.
So the hope is when you call these underneath drag routes, you're trying to have your tight end come out the backside of the defense in space. So when you put the ball on him early, it leads to big yards after the catch. In this case, they don't get the real big play they were hoping for, but they'll definitely take it.
Williams in motion. On play action. Goff. Along the sideline, Williams pulls it in.
The quick passing game in the NFL, Mike, is so dependent on yards after the catch. You got to generate space with the scheme, and then it's up to the receiver to do the rest. In this case, nice job defensively, because this guy couldn't even get back to the original line of scrimmage.
On the ground, this is Gibbs. And the defense there to meet him. They'll hold him to 2 and bring up 3rd down. Out of the shotgun, it's Goff. And that is incomplete.
And up until this point, this has been an incredibly efficient game from this quarterback. I mean, it's hard to think here we are in the second half, and that's only his 2nd incomplete pass. So finally, the defense is able to do something to disrupt his timing and finally try to get him out of this groove.
This one angles out of bounds, and the mark comes inside the 15-yard line. The Saints offense and Russell Wilson set to take over once more. And he'll come up here 1st and 10. Now Russ. This throw right side is caught by Hill. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. There's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Now it's Wilson. Right back to Hill. He's got it again. And they'll pick up the 1st down, a gain of about 4.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
It's a give now to Kamara. And they'll bring him down around the 27-yard line. Brian Branch in on the tackle. 2nd down and 8. They're going to go right back to Kamara. And And this defense up to the task there. Gain of just 2, and it's 3rd down. From the gun, it's Wilson. And he will have the first down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8.
Really nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself on your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. And penalty flags come in as it winds up incomplete, but no doubt there was contact there. From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Wilson. He'll look over the middle and find his running back. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. Back-to-back targets, back-to-back completions. That one for 16 and the first down. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Set to go now on 1st and 10. Here's Wilson. Shaheed with the catch. Again, Wilson. That is caught back corner of the end zone. Chris Olave. Touchdown, Saints. What a game this has been. Back and forth we go, and that 4th quarter score changes the lead one more time.
And we've seen the lead go back and forth, Mike, and now the question is, can they get a stop? Can they find a way defensively to hang on to this lead and get...
Now remember, all scoring plays are reviewed. Tight game, tight call. They're going to take a good long look at this one. And we'll get a moment here as they look this one over. Remember, the call on the field is what they'll stick with unless they have clear, incontrovertible visual evidence to the contrary. In other words, it's got to be the truth.
After review of the play, ruling on the field stays.
So, ruled a touchdown originally. They didn't find any reason to overturn it, and it stays on the board. On comes Blake Grupe for the PAT. His kick is good. The Saints move out in front by 4. It's 21-17. So now playing with the lead after that 4th quarter touchdown. Time to kick it back the other way. This will be returned from the 6. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Lions offense getting those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. Trail by 4, a touchdown gives them the lead. Drive begins with 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Goff. Get this complete. It's Williams over the middle. He's close to a first down. It's a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on first down. 2nd and a yard. That's quickly out to Williams. And they'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a first down. You only get a 1-yard buffer from the line of scrimmage for these old linemen. That time he strayed a little too far, and it draws the flag. On the handoff, this is Gibbs. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line.
I'll tell you what, Mike, this is a guy that you do not want to have to tackle in space. I mean, the footwork, the agility, the ability to go side to side and then still have the burst and explosiveness to pick up big yards. I mean, this guy is a handful.
They move Laporta, sending him in motion. He'll take a shot here, back of the end zone. That is going to be hauled in. He's got it. Jameson Williams. Touchdown, Detroit.
This is when you're very fortunate as an offensive play caller, Mike, that you not only have the speed on the outside, but you got the big arm behind center, because it doesn't get real fancy. If you can hold up in the protection, you're saying run as fast and as far as you can. I'm going to throw it as far as I can, and when you connect, it is a thing of beauty, and in this case, it results in a touchdown.
Now this, an important extra point here to stretch this lead to a field goal. He's got it, and the Lions extend the advantage to a field goal. It's 24-21. Now playing with the lead after that fourth quarter touchdown. Time to kick it back the other way. Shaheed now to return it. Now on the return, he has lost the football. Special teams has come up with the recovery. And he's going to take it in for the touchdown. Whoa! Have a friend in the right spot at the right time. The fumble, not a turnover, but a TD. You couldn't ask for a better turn of momentum. Not only did they score, Greg, but then they kick it off, and they scored again.
Well, how many times, Mike, do you hear teams talking about the double dip, right? You go in before the half, you score, you come out of the break, and you score again. They were able to do a double dip without ever having to go to the halftime break. I mean, back-to-back chances to score before the opposing offense even has a chance to take the field.
Bates now for the extra point. It's up and through. And the Lions will open it up even further here in this fourth quarter. Kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Shaheed now to return it. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. The home team's offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And he has been in control of this offense. Want to run you through some of the action from earlier on. You've got the 2 touchdown passes, over 200 passing yards. He has been excellent all game long. On 23, they'll begin 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Russ. A toss, left side, caught by his running back. Give him 14 on that play. One first down.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
Things certainly look a little improbable right now, Mike, but I wouldn't say impossible. I think they've got to capitalize on this possession to pick up some points. Every single possession right now is priceless. Points, possessions, and then they got to get some defensive stops.
On 1st down, Wilson. A pass, caught by the veteran. That's Brandon Cooks. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line.
This hasn't been his best game by any means, but what I really like, Mike, is regardless of the score, regardless of the time of the game, he is out there battling. He's doing everything in his power to chip away and see if he can get his team back in this game here in the fourth quarter. They've got to find a way to capitalize in this drive. Continue to cut into that deficit. Every possession is critical. Take advantage when you have the ball.
To throw again is Wilson. He'll swing this one out wide to his running back. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard.
All right, so there's really three areas that a modern NFL running back has to excel at. Number one, the traditional handoffs. Number two, you have to be excellent and reliable in pass protection. And maybe bigger than all of them, you have to be at least serviceable out of the backfield in the passing game.
Throwing again, Wilson. That's to the middle of the field and caught by Cooks. He's going to be marked down at the 12-yard line.
It's been tough sledding for this offense all day today, Mike, but especially here in the second half. So they are just in desperate need of a spark, just something to get their offense into a little bit of a rhythm if they want to have any chance to find themselves back into this game here late.
And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete.
They let a golden opportunity slip away on that one. That's the matchup that they wanted. They just couldn't quite capitalize on it.
2nd and 10. Wilson will throw again. He'll look middle here. It's caught by Hill. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on 3rd down. From the shotgun, Wilson. And he will score! Game on! Rashid Shaheed. Touchdown, New Orleans. Greg, they are pecking away at this one now. Very big touchdown. Gets them right within reach of pulling this comeback off.
Well, Mike, at the very least, they've given themselves a chance, but can they get a stop and get the ball back again for a chance to go down and really make this one interesting?
The kick is good. Important extra point. The difference is just 3, a field goal here in the 4th quarter. Cut into the lead. Now just a field goal behind as they kick it off. This one taken at the 7. Now an opening past the 30. And they'll be set up well as he is past the 35-yard line. The Lions offense and the wideout getting set to go once more. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. Throwing, Goff. This pass complete to Raymond.
Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
And a yard. Here's a give to Gibbs on the zone read, and he'll have enough to move the chains. He'll take this forward for about 3 yards.
This offense, they're not interested in taking the deep shot here. 2nd and short, the way they're running the ball, pound the rock, reset the downs, and just keep the drive alive.
1st and 10. Goff to throw. That's deep for the back of the end zone. That'll be batted away. Incomplete. Coverage very strong defensively. It's 2nd down.
How not going to sit here, Mike, and throw the guy a parade for ultimately what was an incompletion, but can we just take a second to appreciate the arm strength he was able to show there? I mean, I think that ball is over 60 yards in the air, and I would be surprised if they continue to just air it out and see if they can complete one of those.
On second down, Goff. That's caught by Gibbs. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short. Now, as we get to third down. Out of the shotgun, it's Goff. And that is incomplete.
Well defended there, and the quarterback's trying to attack this defense outside the numbers. Those really wide angle throws near the sideline sometimes can be very hard to defend, so give a lot of credit to this secondary. They were all on the same page, and the ball falls incomplete.
Trying for the old school coffin corner. That's pretty close out of bounds. They're going to mark it at the 5-yard line. Well done. Now Wilson on first down. He'll look middle here, and there's Olave. And he's going to be taken down up around the 24-yard line.
Well, the run after catch is certainly nice, and they're definitely going to take it. But watch the savviness of the route running. Certain guys just have a better feel for running these slant routes than others, and it's a nice result.
Warning remain as we get set for 1st and 10. Now Russ. This throw right side is caught by Hill. And he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play. So, 2 minutes to play here in the second half. Greg and I back on EA Sports and 2. They'll drop to throw. A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete.
The game is there for the taking. They control their own destiny, but this brings up a really big third down here. But remember, they don't have to force it and push the ball past the sticks. Even if they come up short, they still have 4th down in their back pocket to try to extend this drive and see if they can pull out the win here late.
3rd and 2. Now Wilson. He's going to have the first down and then some. And he's going to be running out of bounds, but not until he gets down to the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 28 as they convert on 3rd down.
And now we're at the point of the game, Mike, where someone has to step up and make a play. It's exactly what this quarterback and his receiver did. It gives them now a fresh set of downs and a chance to go down and make this game very interesting.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
All right, this is a good start. Plays like these are definitely going to help as you work your way into scoring range. While you have to be wary of the clock and keep an eye on it, they should have plenty of time here to finish this drive.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. That is incomplete.
So I still think there's plenty of time if they can get within shot of the end zone that they can go for a touchdown and try to win this thing in regulation. You always have a field goal try in your back pocket to at least tie the game and force overtime.
Here comes second down. On second down, Russ. And good work there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete. Chris Olave, the intended receiver. Now it's going to be third down.
And they just weren't able to connect. Give this defense a lot of credit. They knew when it was crunch time, where did this quarterback want to look? And they were ready, and they took him away.
That is incomplete. And here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's 4th down.
They desperately needed that one, Mike. Down here late, they've only got a few remaining snaps to go, and it puts all of the pressure of the game now on 4th down. Let's see what play call they have in a gotta-have-it situation. And right now, this quarterback needs to make his best throw in the biggest moment of the game. And this is where it pays to have a kicker you can trust, Mike. I mean, this is as big a spot as there is. 4th quarter, what does he do? He comes out and he delivers to tie up this game.
And to break that tie, though, as you see, maybe run a 2-minute offense. And the kick's in the air. He'll get across the 20, mark him down at the 23-yard line. Here's the Detroit offense now, headed back onto the field. This game level following the made field goal. So they need to put something together here. It begins with 1st and 10. To throw is Goff. He'll let this one go long for Williams. And he's going to go all the way. How about some late magic? They've taken the lead here in the final minute of play. Well, that is a quick drive and the best way to finish it. The touchdown pass downfield. Greg, you rarely see a deep shot like that to start a drive.
You're right, Mike. We don't see it a lot, but I wish we did. It's actually the most efficient and safest down to pass the ball. And in this case, the defense is thinking run, got a lot of defenders up in the box, and they're able to strike deep with a pass play for 6.
Point. It's up and good. And the Lions will go up by 7. So the kickoff team out there one final time in the final minute as they kick it away. Shaheed now to return it. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The home team's offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been successful. He just processes things so quickly, making the right read, seemingly every time. Out of the gun, it's Wilson. In trouble, and he's going to be taken down.
That's a prototypical coverage sack. All 11 guys on the field doing their job. Starts with sound back-end coverage. Nowhere to go quick with the ball. The quarterback has no chance but to extend the play. Look for something late developing downfield. That was all the time this front needed to chase him down and bring him down for a sack.
And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. So now the Saints will use the first of their 3 timeouts. The clock will stop with an even 20 seconds to go. 3rd down. From the gun, it's Wilson. He'll try to run for it. Saints going to use their 2nd timeout, and they'll stop it with 13 seconds left to play. Timeout to use. 1st and 10 coming up now. Throwing is Wilson. That is incomplete. So the task gets more difficult. Time for maybe 2 plays. That's it.
Might be wise for this quarterback to try somebody else in coverage here, Mike. This guy's known for being a savvy playmaker once the ball's in the air, and he showed why by swatting that ball away, and he's going to pick up a PBU on the stat sheet.
On 2nd down, Wilson. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
Great job there defensively, separating the man from the ball. And this is the moments of the game where you need your best players to step up. And this guy's showing what he's capable of doing in the game's critical moment.
third down, here's Wilson. He'll try and get there on the ground. And he'll be taken down, and that is going to do it. Oh, the comeback falls short. Time runs out. This game is over. So a win for the visitors, the Lions. This was a game where both offenses were up and down the field, marching the ball at will, matching each other point for point. But in the end, got a few more defensive stops than their opponents did. And that is the difference in this one. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olsen. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody.